A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke, chapter 9, verses 1 to 6. The passage is taken from the Message version of the Bible. Jesus now called the 12 and gave them authority and power to deal with all the demons and cure diseases. He commissioned them to preach the news of God's kingdom and heal the sick. He said, "Don't load yourselves up with equipment. Keep it simple. You are the equipment. And no luxury inns. Get a modest place and be content there until you leave. If you're not welcomed, leave town. Don't make a scene, shrug your shoulders, and move on." Commissioned, they left. They traveled from town to town, telling the latest news of God, the message, and curing people wherever they went. The Gospel of the Lord.
Good morning. Welcome to Coffee with God, and I am Father Joscuti Matthew. Today, on the 24th of September, we reflect on the Holy Gospel according to St. Luke, chapter 9, verses 1 to 6. To be a disciple is to heal. In today's Gospel, Jesus gathers the 12 and sends them out with a mission to proclaim the kingdom of God and to heal. This scene reminds us that to be a disciple is never a solitary experience. We have 3 points to reflect on today. First, He summons. Jesus calls, He gathers and unites. Every day He calls us by name, sometimes in prayer, sometimes in the midst of our work, sometimes in the quiet of the evening. Discipleship is not about walking alone or shining as a star. Jesus reminds us that we belong to a team, His team, the church. Each of us is different with our own gifts and weaknesses, but together we are one in Him and one for others. And second, He gives power. The authority Jesus gives is not the power of command or privilege, but the power to serve. It is the power to heal wounds, to restore dignity, to lift up the discouraged, and to bring hope where there is despair. True Christian power is not about being treated as important. It is about bending down to wash the feet of others. That is the power Christ shares with His disciples. And the third point, He provides. Jesus tells His disciples to take nothing for the journey. Why? To teach us to rely on God's providence. And how true this is in our lives. Along the road of discipleship, God always sends people to walk with us. Friends, companions, even strangers who become angels in flesh and blood. He never abandons us. To be a disciple then is to hear His call, to live in communion, to serve with love, and to trust in His providence. And above all, it is to heal, to be instruments of God's mercy in a world so wounded.